Yeah, so I'll shoot this video. Show everyone how fucking easy it is to make these fucking whips. Because I know everybody thinks that these things just make themselves. You know, they just get put together, you know, by fairies at fucking nighttime and then make their way under the floor. So there's about 25, 30 of these things here laying on the floor here. Okay? And so I'm going to put some receptacles, heads on the ends of these today because I'm here all by myself. You know, I didn't have anything to fucking do this weekend, so what the fuck, you know? Dan's here, let's wait till the last minute and then we can do all this, you know. Good old Dan, he likes to take it in the fucking ass and you know, I got nothing else to do. So anyway, first thing you gotta do, you gotta go find all this bullshit. Okay? So you got the box, the whip. Of course, we pulled all the cables through and did all the other fucking work that nobody else wanted to do to get to this point. So now we have the wires. We're going to pull them through this box. Okay? And then tighten the box onto the seal-tight connector. This is going to be an L620. According to this fucking chicken scratch that Chris left. Hopefully it's fucking right, because a lot of the other bullshit hasn't been right. We had to remake a bunch of labels that were fucked up. I don't know if maybe the guys had a fucking hangover when they put this shit together, but I'll check it, double check it, unfuck whatever is fucked up. So now I gotta tighten the box onto the seal-tight connector. Alright. So we'll get that all tightened down. I mean, it's not hard work. It's time-consuming work. It's tedious. You can sit down for most of it. That's why I don't know why any of our off shifts don't want to do it, because, I mean, they enjoy sitting on their ass, although, I don't know, I guess you probably couldn't surf the internet and do this at the same time, so I guess that's out for the off shift crews. So anyway, you get the box tightened on the connector. Okay. So here's what I've got so far. Box with the wires. So now I'm going to set this off to the side and I'm going to grab an L620 receptacle. Alright. So, and I hope we got this right. I hope this guys didn't fuck this up. There's a lot of other shit fucked up on the paperwork here. So first thing you gotta do before you can put the receptacle in the box is you gotta break the ears off a bit. So I'm gonna take a find something here and take the ears off. They just break off. Show you, they're made with a groove in them to break off for installing them in a box. The ears are for if you were going to use them in a finished, like a drywall, just like a regular receptacle. So break the ears off, and I'm going to set the receptacle off to the side now. And I've got to trim these wires back. Obviously, these wires are too long to install in the receptacle as they are. So I'm going to cut them back a bit, and just from experience, you know, I'll go back, oh, I don't know, about yay, clip them off. I mean, if they're too short, we've got excess at the other end. Now, if you notice, I've got two green wires here. One is a ground, one is an isolated ground. the isolated ground is some fairy tale bullshit that some fucking electrical engineer came up with. I don't know what, it really does nothing. All the grounds ultimately land in the same place, but it's some shit that, you know, it makes them feel, you know, like it's a big deal because it's a data center. So anyway, the ground wire is the green, the plain green. You can see I just stripped it off. I'm going to put a spade lug on the end of that wire and ground it to the grounding lug on a box. I don't know if you can see the grounding lug inside the box, that green screw. So let's slip that lug, and I'm going to crimp the lug with these crimpers. It's one nice thing, our electrician's tools are all like brand new, so they work really well because fucking he don't use them. So anyway, I've crimped that lug. So now I'm going to land that lug on that green screw that I showed you earlier. I got to loosen that screw up. Some guys make up a pigtail to put on the screw. You can do that too. To me, it's a pain in the ass, but whatever, you know, whatever fucking trips your trigger. I like doing it like this. I think it's cleaner. Fuck, even the spade lugs that he brought are too fucking big. I'll have to get some different ones for the next one. But I want to finish this one so you guys can see what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, you can see I got the ground landed on the ground screw on the box. So now I'm going to trim back my two hots, the black and the blue, and my isolated ground. Okay, there's a strip gauge on the outlet for how far you strip these back, but I've done so many of these fucking things that I really don't need it. I can pretty much do it by memory. So we'll strip these back. So now on a receptacle, if you look on a receptacle, you can see you've got the gold connections, which are the hots, and the green, of course, unless you're a fucking moron, you know that's a ground. So I'm going to land the ground wire, and I can never remember. It really doesn't matter. If you look, there's a little triangle on the face of the outlet, and I know we have some kind of a half-assed convention here where it's up or down, and I forgot, so I'm going to go look at it. I'll be right back. So I went and looked at a couple, and half of them were up and half of them were down. So I'm going to face it up for this video. So I'm going to loosen the lug, loosen them all on a receptacle. To get them prepared to accept the wire. Now if you look, you can see there's a little plate that you slide the wire into. It kind of bites. I don't know. I'll try to show it the best I can. So I'm going to slide the ground wire underneath. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know. Okay, kind of like that. And then I'm going to tighten it down. I'm using a straight blade screwdriver, but eventually I'm going to grab a Phillips because I don't want to slip off and I don't want to slip off with that straight blade and impale myself. That would not be a good way to end my day. Okay, so I got the ground landed. I'm going to take the blue and land it on this lug. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'll show you when I'm finished. And then I'll try to show this one a little clearer. So the black wire going on the gold lug will go on this one. Okay, underneath, gonna tighten it. Okay, I always recheck. I'm pretty anal about making sure my connections are tight, so I always double check, see if I can get another quarter turn off of them. And I usually do. Okay, they're tight. Now, tape. Some guys tape, some guys don't tape. I always tape. And when I say tape, it means I'm going to put electrical tape around the back of the outlet, cover the connections. I mean, do you really need to? Not really. Good electricians, I think, for the most part, do. I know when they push these guys, they probably skip it, you know, when they're in a big hurry. I think it's a good practice. You know, so that's how I always do it. But I know there's guys that don't. But, you know, a couple wraps, I'll show you what it looks like. So now I've wrapped electrical tape. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's worth doing. I really believe it's worth doing. So anyway, now we're going to screw the outlet down into the box. All right, so it's kind of a pain, but you get it started. I don't know if I can show it. Well, you know what? Let me get it started, and then I'll kind of show what it looks like once we get it going. There's a couple of holes in the box. They're threaded for 632. 632 screws are already in the outlet, so you can see what it kind of looks like. Okay, so I'm going to screw it down. Some guys use a drill with a Phillips bit in it to get it, make it go faster. I mean, you can do that. I usually don't. I just screw them down. I mean, I got all fucking day, all weekend to do this, you know. I mean, not that it's a big deal. I don't mind working. What I mind is when, you know, there's 8 fucking guys that work here. Well, there's 8 guys that are here. And there's a few of us that actually do some work, you know. And, you know, unfortunately, this is actually work that actually needs to get done right. So there's probably only, that even limits it down even more, who can do it. Because we got some fucking brain donors here. Okay, so that's what it looks like, screwed into the box. So now I'm going to get a cover. I got my material over here. You can see if I've been reaching. I got another cart over here with my material on it. You know, I kind of get set up. Once you get set up, you know, shit.